Hey guys, welcome to the Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast.
What's up,
we
guys?
are live on location. Josh is here with me at the house, sitting out on the porch, enjoying this beautiful, beautiful morning. It may rain eventually, but right now it's looking good.
Yeah, it's looking really good.
Yeah, but we're just hanging out, having a good time. Figured we'd come together, do the podcast, and talk to you guys, and just hang out for a few minutes and have a good time. If you're not familiar, if this is the first time you've heard it, this Friday night, which by the time this comes out will be tomorrow, is the Highway 127 Pickin the Plateau here in Crossville. Tickets are still available. Love to have you come out and eat with us and hang out. We're doing giveaways, silent or auction, possibly silent auction for charity. Just meet and greet, good time all the way around. The reseller locker room guys are in town. They'll be there with us. But yeah, we're just having a good time, hanging out.
Been a good couple of days already.
Yeah, been fun. And getting to meet these guys, Josh and his wife, Casey. Casey's just down here, by the way. It's been awesome. And Josh cooked for us last night. And holy cow. I mean, wow, it was amazing. Like, I'm used to good cooking because Tanya, she's always, I mean, she's just a great cook. And Logan can cook really, really good. So it's nothing new for me, but I mean, you've got the touch. I
appreciate it.
Like, perfect.
I just enjoy it. It's, I had a hard time convincing you, I know, that I do this literally 7 days a week. So it's not something for attention. It's just kind of the way we live. And the way I grew up, I mean, Mom, she cooked 2 meals a day at least most of my life. I mean, every single day. We hardly ever. I mean, it was a big deal, especially with my dad. It was a really big deal if we ever went out to eat. Yeah. Once in a blue moon, we'd drive through I may have told this before on the podcast, but
dogs. Sorry about the dogs.
A few moments later.
But once in a blue moon, we'd go through a drive-in or something. And my dad, when he'd take us like by McDonald's or Jack's or something like that back home, like you'd get in the drive-in line and he wouldn't ask you what you wanted. He'd get up to the order thing, and everybody got the same thing. It'd be like 3 Big Jack meals. You're like, okay, we're getting a Big Jack today. Sounds good to me. 3 Big Mac meals, like, okay. So then you look at it and say, is that good with you? And you're like, yes, sir.
Yeah, I guess it is.
You're just glad just getting a burger, so you didn't complain about it.
Yeah, I've heard so many stories in my childhood. People I know, one guy I know, he said his grandfather's dad, when they would come in, the grandfather would sit down first and eat everything he wanted, and then everybody else got what was left. And I was like, gosh,
wow,
man, that's pretty wild. Different way of thinking than what I'm used to. But I mean, I guess if you're out and back in those days working yourself down to the nub,
right,
you need something to eat. But yeah, man, the food was phenomenal, and that was Monday night. Today is Tuesday when we're filming. So a little out of our norm, but right. I'm sure we'll get to enjoy a few more meals. But yeah, it's great to finally meet you, like face to face.
Yeah, same here.
Everything I thought you'd be, just from interacting with you on the podcast, and it's like we talk about on this show. And I know this is kind of a little bit different, but keep it real. I tell people when they say, what does it take to do YouTube? Well, I don't know. I'm not successful. But what I do know is
what I'm doing.
Not what I'm doing. Do something else. But just be real. Like, if you want to put on a show, you can do that. But especially in this realm, like, putting on a show, to me, seems like it don't really do a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, it don't do a whole lot for me. I need more real,
Right.
And that builds true connections. Like, we got folks coming up for the meetup that I'm excited to see. I know Woody Resells messaged a couple days ago, and he's coming. He's got his rental vehicle, and he's on his way. So we're excited. Like, that's another connection we've made in the community. Mm-hmm. Mary McQuain that was on with us a couple weeks ago. she's been a supporter of this show for over a year.
Or McQuain.
McQuain. That's going to take me a while.
Had to help you out there, Mary.
Yeah, Mary, we're going to have to get that in my mind. It's going to take me a while to remember that. It is Mary McQuain. But yeah, she's been a supporter of the show for almost, I guess, since the very beginning. And like one of those that's commenting, letting you know that she's out there and she's sharing and liking and following and trying to help you. And we got so many like that. It's amazing. But she'll be there. Her son's coming, so we're excited to meet them. And folks that we don't know, you know, there's a couple names that's bought tickets that I'm not familiar with, you're not familiar with,
right.
But we're going to get to meet you and form that connection. So that don't happen without YouTube and these, you know, and Spotify and all these different outlets that help us get the show out. But it's just awesome, the connections. And
it is.
And like I said, Josh and Casey have just been awesome. These are the easiest people to have in your house. Like if you need company, call Josh and Casey, because they come in here and they're just like part of the family. They just fall right in, and we've had a good time, and we've had a slumber party 2 nights in a row, and we're just staying up talking all night. And I mean, it's just like family that you like to be around.
It's like getting together with family for the first time in years when you see someone that lives a few states away and circumstance keeps you apart for a long time, and then you finally get to get together for a few days, and it's natural. You know, it should be that way. And Caleb, you know, I love you, brother. You brag so much about us, and I don't. That makes me uncomfortable. But I'll say this too. You know, for all of those of you, you know, when you're watching Caleb, it's the same way. What you see is what you get, and the hospitality. It's easy to be a good guest when you are staying somewhere that's just full of hospitality, and you don't get that a lot anymore. You walk into situations a lot of times, even with family, where you feel like you're kind of really squeezed, you know. So I just can't say enough. It's humbling, and it's a blessing, and we've appreciated it. And just looking forward to the rest of the week. I mean, I know it's going to be a great week.
Absolutely.
The time hanging out, like I said, with the other resellers, the locker room guys, and all the people that are coming to the meetup, and then who knows who we'll run into when we get out there. Hopefully we get to pick a little bit. We're going to be kind of busy, you know. But
yeah, we're going to have
that's part of it, you know.
We have something going on at the end of the week. But,
right.
I mean, hospitality. You know, you just build us up too, and I have to give all that to Tanya. Like, she is the one that's like wanting to make it perfect, and she always wants to make, you know, everything just right, and she stresses that, like, I want it to be enjoyable, and you know, it's your vacation, you're here, you're spending time, and I mean, she's just awesome at doing that. And here comes some more dog barks for everybody, just so
if
you
y'all
know.
aren't careful, we'll be back before next year's event, you know.
Hey, that's all right. That's okay. I mean, you guys are what, 4.5-ish hours away or something?
It really is. A little less than that, I think, if we don't have to stop. But you know, it's hard to make a trip with my wife, and she has to stop sometimes. You know, I can go a long ways. I probably drive if I plan appropriately and plot my drinks that I have with me just right, cut it off at a certain time, don't get any water, man. I can hop in that driver's seat and drive till I need gas. You know,
I'm
kind of
empty. I'm with Casey. I need a break every now and then. I can't. You know, I don't know if it's just getting older or what it is, but it seems like the older I get, the harder it gets to hang on. And I'm not saying I'm peeing my pants all the time or anything, but
I drove back from Branson. We went to Branson years back with the family. Took the kid out there. We drove back from Branson one time, and it was during the night. So it's mostly folks. You know, I was the one awake, and made one stop.
Wow.
Made one stop.
Wow.
Gas up and use the bathroom. So.
And Branson's.
It's about 11 hours. About 11 hours from
one
house.
time?
Yeah.
Man, I'd probably stop like 20 times.
Oh, man.
Every town I see, stop for a potty break. And
shoot. I was trying to get home. That last hour was tough, though. We literally drove through the night. I got home. The sun was coming up as I was walking through the door at the house. And that last hour coming out of Tupelo on 22, oh, my goodness. My eyes were so heavy. I felt like I had a toothpick under one, the other one shut. I was like half asleep, half awake. You know?
I've
blurring, you know, all the lines get to doing this. And you're like, oh, man. They say not to drive that way, but we're stubborn. I can see my bed, man.
I know exactly what you mean. I've done it a few times myself. I don't do it a whole lot now because I don't trust myself to do it anymore, but I have done it a lot. Now, one thing I'm going to say, you really ought to start a cooking channel.
Oh, man.
I know you ain't got time, and I know how, man, I know how exhausting and time consuming that would be, but man, he could kill it on a cooking channel. I mean,
and we've thought
Dave
about it.
would have to probably shut his down.
No, Dave's good. Dave is creative. Seriously,
He is.
If you haven't checked Dave's stuff out, like his cooking channel especially, he's creative. He's an idea man. He really is. Like, he's not just cooking. Like, the ideas he comes up with for how to approach it, and he's really good with the filming and the editing. And that's the real tricky part with doing long form cooking content. That's what we had talked about too when we talked about it. I've had people after me, probably, I guess, really before I was even doing this, about send the recipe, do a video so we can see, like, just send it to us, show us how to do this, how to do that, and but it's the logistics of doing that is so much different. I mean, if you're going to do like a 20-minute video, the angles and stuff, it'd be so boring just having a camera set up, walking in and out of it, all the time. So if you don't have someone to film, or 2 or 3 cameras going at the same time, I don't know. I haven't even, it hurts my head to think about what it would take to put that video together. So,
I mean, unless you have a cameraman, it would be a pretty.
And not just the people you watch the popular channels that do cooking. I mean, they're good. If they're doing their own editing, I don't know if they are, all of them.
No, ain't no way.
But man, they're good. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, but if you watch them, there's like, it's cutting in, close up, cutting out,
right,
cutting to this camera, and if you was going to do that, like, it would be an unreal amount of work.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, but I'm just saying, like, the rate, what I could see you being successful, I could definitely see it, because you got the personality, you got the work ethic to do it, and definitely got the skills. Like, so if you ever think about it, I think you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice. It's like we talked about with reselling. With reselling and doing a channel, you hinder your ability to do that job quite a bit. And there's people I know that call everyone that does YouTube a fake reseller, but I'm not, because I make nothing off of YouTube. Whatever money I do make or don't make, I'm not the best reseller all the time. But that is the income that I provide to the family, and I'm thankful that I've got my wife works. She's very successful. I feel like with her job, I mean, I think she's amazing. Works in administration and nursing, and so I'm blessed with that. Not everybody has that. I mean, we got some friends with the locker room like Ben. He's the only income. He pays all his bills out of his reselling. I don't have to do that, and so you could call me fake if you want to on that. But I mean, most homes have 2 incomes, and they depend on 2 incomes, and I'm still a second income, and we were about half and half on our contribution, and now it's more like 2/3 and 1/3. Because I don't make what I did, but it's close. It's close. But
that kind of goes back to what Scott was talking about, learning as you go in reselling. Like, you're learning, and when I say Scott, I'm talking about Cha-Ching King, and Dave, we're talking about ADH Dave. But anyway, what Scott had said about learning how to have multiple streams of income. So, like with him using his following to create, like ways to monetize that social media part, or ways to monetize merchandising or marketing or whatever.
Right.
And it only makes sense. I mean, we're not out here trying to make a killing, like he said, just making a living.
Yeah.
I mean, I firmly believe, and I know people look at reselling differently. I've heard so many comments like, why do you want to rob from people and just to make money off, like, why you want to rob people? But those same people that say that, if I went to a yard sale today and bought something, I buy something, and I keep it for 5 years, and I put it in my yard sale and sell it for $5, and let's just say I make $1, right? Did I do wrong? I mean, I made some of the money back. So what's the difference in me buying it, purposing to resell it, to try to take advantage of a little bit of its value.
It's really ridiculous. Every argument that can be made, because I don't feel like there's one person that makes that argument that doesn't go to a flea market or a thrift store or something like that and buy used or secondhand goods. You know, and I know the argument for the thrift stores, oh, we're stealing from this or from that. Look, if I went into Goodwill with y'all yesterday, we bought 2 items of clothing. And if there was an item of clothing in that store, there must have been 10,000 articles of clothing. And we bought 2. We bought 2 that I might resell. 2. So, you know, I apologize for whoever might have wanted those overalls that was without clothes to wear. You know, or, I mean, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
But you're going to actually find a buyer for those.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're going to supply. That is supply and demand.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
I mean, that is exactly what supply and demand is, and it's trade. Like, it is everything this country's been built on.
And how many people with their work schedule? I mean, I remember with mine, like with my old work schedule, I wasn't able to go out to the store all the time and hunt for stuff. And it's like, you know, I mean, even if I was wanting to buy secondhand, I mean, and on the weekends, I can't. Our closest flea market that's worth going to is 3 hours away. I mean, so I can't go to a flea market shop, but I can go on eBay, sitting in my recliner, you know, and hunt for the things that I want, just like I would maybe at a flea market. And that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah,
but I know there's going to be haters. That's just part of it. You know, hate if you want, I guess. But you know,
most of the hate comes from not understanding. It's just, you know, that's been throughout time. Hate comes from not knowing what you're talking about. Like, you don't understand something, and people just, they take an extreme view one way or the other.
Right.
You know, either fully support something or fully against it. And it's just, I guess you say it's human nature. But,
and if you want to understand the lifestyle of a peddler and a reseller and a junker, then just go back and watch old episodes of Sanford and Son. You know, I mean, just go take a few of those in, and you'll get it. You'll get it. You'll understand, right?
And if you're easily offended, just close your ears.
Oh,
he would say some things.
He would.
But that goes back to a day where you could have fun, and everybody wasn't predisposed to being offended at everything they ever heard.
Oh yeah.
You know, like,
well, we're raised to be offended. We're raised to live
that's
in
the day
expectation.
We live in.
Look for the next thing.
Yeah, just find something to get mad about. You know,
and that's kind of like what you said with YouTube, you know. And I mean, I understand on one hand, but like, it feels like so much of every genre, and a lot of times in our genre even, it's built around drama. The more dramatic clickbaity title that you can put on a video, the more attention you're going to get. And that's for, but that's, you know, I guess the different, you got to kind of pick which audience you're appealing to. And if you're trying to build a mass audience outside of reselling, then that's probably a better direction to go. But at the same time, it's, you know.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Drama brings the clicks, man. Well, I mean, even in this community, anytime something happens, it's like, did you hear about such and such? I don't care. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I'm sorry to those people that have trouble with other people. I hate it, and I hope your relationships can be restored.
Right.
But there's just not enough time to live in a negative space. And I have enough trouble with myself being negative.
Sure,
like, you know,
too.
I don't need help being negative. I mean, I have to fight it enough on my own. I don't need to put it in my face and around my environment. And that. But yeah, I mean, there's not enough time. It's kind of like, you know, people wait too long. A family member will die and they never got to go back and say they're sorry. Stuff like that. And it's like, you only get this life one time. Why live it in hate or... I don't know how we got on this topic.
Well, no, I don't either. But I tell you this, I'd look at it like this too. You know, whatever, all of us have something. I think we have in our mind someone, for instance, maybe that we've been around. They're like, man, I wish I felt like they did. I wish I saw the world the way that they do. I wish I enjoyed myself the way that they do. Or at the very least, I think we all have in our mind, you know, like, because we all have our issues. We all have struggles. We're all up and down from time to time. But we got in our mind kind of a picture of how we would like to feel, what we'd like. Yeah. And so I said that for this. Why would we feed ourselves things that are opposite of that? Because if we're feeding ourselves a steady diet of the things that we don't like and the attitudes, the feelings, whatever it is that we don't want to have to deal with, then we're going to deal with more of that. But if we'll feed ourselves, you know, like if we're wanting to be more positive, well, you better watch someone that's positive, you know? Yeah. If you want to have a good outlook on reselling, then you better watch people that have a good outlook on reselling. if it's always a negative outlook that you're feeding yourself, then you're never going to be able to feel encouraged and feel like I can do this.
Yeah.
You know, if it's always, and you know, I know people are drawn to different things, but you know, I think it's important. You know, you gotta choose what you're going to eat. Just like the food, I mean, choose what you're going to eat visually and with your ears, what you're going to consume, because it has an impact. It has an impact.
I think that's the reason guys like Cincinnati Picker, John, are successful. Harry Tornado, Josh are successful because they keep a positive vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it. I know not everybody is drawn to that,
Right.
but I am. Like I want to be more in that positive realm. Like,
Right.
And I know there's times that, obviously, we're going to have times on our videos where we're going to cover negative.
Oh, going to be real, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be there. We're not saying fake it, you know, like don't be who you are. But it's our choice. Like we can be one way or the other, you know. But yeah, it's a.
Well, I did a video a while back about, you know, us having some issues with our distribution center out of Birmingham, you know, USPS. You know, and I mean, I was just giving the facts. It wasn't like, oh, my life is over, this is horrible, this is, you know, but the reality was it was very delayed. I was having multiple packages caught up. We talked about it.
Yeah.
But I also, you know, I didn't want to it wasn't just, hey, let me complain about USPS, because in reality, they provide a service that if we didn't have, I'd be up the creek.
100%.
It's not that we don't have other options, and somebody out there say, oh, you got other options. Well, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
But the less competition we have, the more shipping is going to cost. So, shipping's always going up. Well, you lose FedEx completely. You lose USPS. You lose UPS. You lose one of those completely, and the less competition you have, the more prices are going to start to rise. If there was only one provider, there's no telling what we'd be paying for shipping.
We may not have
And
online
so
shopping.
we're still blessed.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and then I know I tried to really point out that locally, you know, like when I go to my local post office, our local mail handlers around the area, you know, whether it's the people at the desk, the people out in the community, I know so many of them personally, and they are awesome. They're terrific people. They do everything in their power to help you. They answer every question I have. I can go in there lost as a goose on something, and they'll sit there and take as much time as they need to straighten me out and help me. Or at least I don't have that problem now. But like when I was starting out, like I questioned them to death, you know, because I could read it all day online, but sometimes it just didn't make sense, you know, those first few months. But they've always been like that. They're so helpful, and so it's not to be just, oh, I'm just going to be negative. They're all terrible. It's not all terrible.
Yeah.
But that was a problem. They were having a problem with their sorting machine, and it was causing a lot of delays. So, you know, I was curious if anyone else having that problem. But I wanted to leave people with something positive. Like, look, you know, they're real people too. And if
They are.
And if they don't seem really, maybe they're having a bad day. You know,
Yeah.
I've had some. If people judge me by my worst day, everybody would think I was terrible. You know, so.
That's what Bailey really. Tanya reminds me of this, and Bailey's really good to remind us of this. You know, probably my worst place to get mad, aggravated, upset is on the road. I think we all have a little bit of that ability to get just irate with people. And I don't know how it is where y'all live, but here, like, we got some drivers that just ain't quite qualified to be behind the wheel. I'll just say it like that, without being ugly. They're not quite competent at what they're doing. And but that seems like it's the easiest place to just snap and get mad. And Bailey will remind me, she'll say, Dad, you don't know what kind of day they've had. Or you don't know what the circumstances of their life are right now. And I'm like, Bailey, leave me alone. I want to be mad. You know.
Thanks for making me feel bad.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that to me.
Yeah, appreciate it.
But she has a really good outlook. Like, you know, consider what they might be going through. Yeah, they did cut you off. Yeah, they did ride your tail or whatever they're doing. But maybe they're really having a hard day. And just a little bit of compassion, you know, a little bit of understanding. I know we live in this world that talks about tolerance. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just a little bit of grace for people, you know. But
look, I'm not a horn blowing person. I have hit it 2 or 3 times ever, but I learned my lesson. I was turning into a place in Tuscaloosa, and I mean, they was coming out from a fast food restaurant. I was on Access Street. They had a stop sign. They never even stopped. I had to slam on my brakes, and they were going by me. And I hit my horn as they just run through it because I mean, I thought I was going to hit them. I thought I was going to T-bone them. And I got 2 jaybirds from the lady in the car, and I couldn't hear what she was saying, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't nice. We'll call them jaybirds. I thought that'd be keep it clean and keep it funny. Yeah.
and you got a little free promotion.
I still can't figure out how she was still driving. She was making the turn with no hands on the wheel, but she was giving me an earful.
That's pretty talented, right there.
I just dropped my head. I felt so bad after I done it, and that's crazy. People think, but I did. I felt bad afterwards. I was like, she probably literally did not see anybody coming. Should have stopped. I know that. I mean, I know it's still a stop sign, but she probably didn't do it on purpose. And then I probably scared the mess out of her when I laid down on the horn. But she let me have it. Woo.
It seems like I know why it happens, because we're so distracted.
Yeah.
One reason is our cell phones. We're so consumed in that world. And I mean, we are too. We're content creators. We're on our phone probably more than we should be sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I know I am.
But I mean, and I'm guilty too of my phone will ding and I'll look real quick or check it or whatever. But we're so distracted by so many things. Just in general. It's so easy to get our minds out of focus. But, or it is for me. Anymore, I can't even keep myself on a straight line, much less focused on something else.
I remember being a kid. I do find it comical though. Like I'm going to throw some of my Joshisms in here.
Yeah,
so they make such a big deal about the cell phone thing. And I'm not saying that it can't distract a driver, but I think about things like, number one, when I was a kid, my radio was distracted enough with just trying to figure out which station I want to be on.
Yep.
The first couple of times I ran off the road and nearly wrecked, it's because I was pushing buttons on my radio. And now, what really gets me is, now with technology the way it is, okay, pretty much everywhere is a hands-free state, supposedly, right? Well, I don't have Bluetooth in my truck, so if you call me, my phone's going to be in my hand. I'll put it on speaker.
Yeah.
But we can't do that. But then I get in my wife's car, and that screen comes up, and I can't even figure out how to get to the dadgum radio. I can't get it on just FM radio, because I got to sit there and push 8 buttons on the screen, and I got to be staring at that while going down the road trying to navigate a computer. Yeah. Basically a touch screen phone without buttons and so. I mean, it's the same thing.
It's hands-free, though.
I guess, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, it's crazy. It really is crazy. Like, it's all contradictory to itself.
It is.
But distractions is the point. Anything can distract you. You just got to be.
I've been distracted for 3 months. Actually, I listed 40 until I ran out. And Tanya took pictures, a week ago, and I ain't listed those yet. But I've got 50 things I could list right now.
Did you ever hear that song that I know people probably don't listen to Southern Gospel. I know Caleb doesn't have a lot of familiarity with some of that, the groups I listen to. But back when I was a kid, the Kingsmen sang a song called Excuses.
Oh, I've heard it.
Oh, okay.
I've heard
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just going to ignore that altogether.
Excuses. You'll hear them every day. That's why.
I'm good at making them. I mean, I've thought this through.
You planned it.
I did. I've got it all right in my head. But I showed you the death pile. There's a ton of stuff down there. Probably, I think there's 35 big 27-gallon totes and some other loose stuff. And I mean, there's plenty of stuff to do. And I actually had to buy 7 more totes. I don't know why you're laughing at me, but I had to buy 7.
I'm thinking about something else. Go ahead.
I bought 7 more totes the other day, and
the whole death pile stuff.
Yeah. Well, it was when I was moving out of the eBay shed. Yeah. But I had to move the last of my stuff out of the eBay shed at home out here. And by the way, I've not been on video for 2 weeks on my channel. These guys don't even know. We sold our house. We sold it, signed on it last Friday. It's officially gone.
Yeah.
I've got some footage I show of the shed empty. I don't think I'll get a video out this week, but I'll try to get one out next week showing everybody. I try to get back on track next week, showing everybody that's it. It's over. It's gone. I really wish I could have brought it, but Josh can kind of tell you there's not a great place to put it out here unless you just put it right out in the front yard and block everything.
Well, not without having work done. You got plenty of space, but it's not. It's wooded and hilly. You just have to have a lot of work done. Machine work.
And if I can ever get Tanya in this mindset, right down there on that flat spot is where I want to put. It goes, we need to walk down there later, but it goes down the road and way over to the corner, and this bluff actually hides part of it. You could tuck a building, you could tuck a 24 by 40 or something in there and barely see it from the door. So, the thing is, I'd have to run power, run water, probably run gas, probably the whole 9 yards, and make it like a residential building.
Right.
Insulate it, wire it, that whole thing. Which I would. If I built a building that big, I'd have a bathroom in it. I would heat and air that
Yeah.
thing to the max, insulate it. Like, it'd be like a mini warehouse, like
Yeah.
100%. So maybe one day we do that. But I've also got footage to show of the guest house, or I'm going to get footage. Josh is going to help me here in a little bit. I've got all my racks in there. I've got an absolute mess in there. It's not what you're used to. I'll just say it like that. I put out a video one time where I said sorry about the mess because I had a bunch of stuff sitting on my tables, and everybody's like, if this is your mess, wow, I want your mess.
Yeah.
I'm fixing to show you what my real mess looks like.
It's still not bad. I mean, and considering
Pretty bad.
Well, no, considering it was all hands on deck last week
Yeah.
to get everything, the last of the moving done, which was death pile and rest of the racks,
Piano.
and then piano,
Oh,
big
man.
stuff, piano,
Oh,
gun safe, all the huge stuff.
Yeah.
But considering y'all were going through that last week, knowing we were going to be here Sunday, and then we have all this stuff going on this week. I mean, come on, man,
I'm trying.
I still wish mine was as clean as yours. I'm just being honest. My space is horrible. When I was laughing earlier, you was talking about death pile, and I was thinking about that building that I put up video on my channel, showed a lot of my reseller friends knew about it already, but the building that I've had up now for months, my wife would probably say that was just a death pile storage building. At this point, that's what it amounts to. Of course, I've got plans for it, but essentially, it has become the place where everything that's not listed goes to die.
Yeah.
It's out of sight, out of mind. And that's a terrible
Exactly.
way to be, but it's just the truth.
And I mean, you got so much money sitting there. It's like,
Oh man.
it kills me. And I know you have to, we're like squirrels. We have to shout out Kristen.
Yeah.
Rural
Real
squirrel.
squirrel.
We're like squirrels. We have to gather up for the
Right.
winter, right? We have to. If you're good at this, you're going to gather up. I'm not so good.
If you're good, you gather up for 5 winters. Go
That's
ahead.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take a summer off.
Never stop buying.
I was talking to Scott and Christina of Trading Post Pickers, and he was telling me that Christina actually had so much silverware, she thought about not getting some for a little while, that they didn't need to do any sourcing. I'm like, I bet she still buys it.
Oh man.
I guarantee. And then he sent me a picture later. Guess what she's looking at? I said, I knew it.
Well,
I knew it. She's going to buy more.
If it's super valuable and fast sell through, you got to get it while you got a chance, because you never know when you're going to hit a dry run. I've had sometimes where I went a month and it was really hard for that month to find
Yes.
anything that was worth buying to resell.
Absolutely.
And then you'll have a time where you go to town. Like I do a lot of thrift store shopping still, but you go to town,
Uh-huh.
you hit your 3 or 4 thrift stores in your chain that day, and every one of them seems like they're loaded. It's like you're walking out and you're like arms full and like, I don't know what I'm going to do. The whole truck's full, the bed's full, everything's full in one trip, and like this is getting out of hand. But like I said, you got to kind of plan and prep for those times, because you got to get it while the getting's good sometimes.
You do. Man, silverware, I know we talk about this a lot, but it is just, you bought some this week.
Oh man, I stood there for an hour and a half. I
Yeah,
went through
he just-
every fork and every spoon one at a time.
He was like a kid at Christmas, just like, look at this one, look at this. And I mean, it's exactly the way what you was doing was like, let's just say, because silverware has a high bottom value, even if it's a low dollar piece,
Right,
a lot of it will still bring $10 a piece.
right.
Like, so you can, a cheap set might be $24.99 or something, or $20 of 3 forks, 4 forks, 3 spoons, whatever. If you're getting them, you got them for a quarter a
4
piece.
for $1, yeah.
I mean,
I got 41 pieces for $4.50.
how can you not
Yeah.
make money? Like,
And there was a lot of sets of 4 and sets of 3. So I mean, I don't have to sell them as singles. Almost all of them had at
Right,
least
exactly.
a couple of pieces that matched.
and you're probably going to make, I would get 40 something pieces. I would just venture to guess you're going to clear $500.
I wouldn't be
easy.
shocked. Well, you
Easy.
never know. There may be a set, because we hadn't looked any of it up to comp it.
Right.
If just one of the sets of 4 spoons or 4 forks happens to be like an older discontinued pattern or something, it could be $75 or $100 for the one set of 4.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't not. You say, well, you didn't check them out. Well, look, if you've ever tried to comp silverware, number one, you can
It's
find it. Go to
time.
replacements.com. They do have a photo feature now. If you're not using it, check it out. But it still takes so long.
It's
You got to
very
get all that to
time-consuming.
identify it, and then you got to go back to eBay and try to get the search just right to only get those results.
Yep.
But it's it's a profitable. It may quit being profitable eventually. We keep talking about it. More and more people. They may not be as rare as we think they are once everybody starts buying it.
All our audience is going to go buy all the silverware.
Yeah, all three. Yeah,
Gotcha.
all three of them. Yeah. So all 5 of you, or 3, or however many it is, that watch this every week and stick around past the first. Well, we're 35 minutes into recording today, so yeah, we're safe. We're safe. We're good. I think the average watch time's 18 minutes or something like that. So I think we're okay, Caleb.
Probably something.
No
like
secrets revealed in places where people will hear it.
Yes, we hide the Easter eggs far deep into.
You better stick around.
Well,
we should show our new shirt.
Go get it real quick.
All right.
I'll try to talk. Oh, that looks
A few
good.
moments later.
That looks better than the picture. All right. Man, that's pretty sharp.
So that's the back of our new T-shirt. TWO. Two
Josh's
OGs.
idea.
Yeah, two
Josh's
OGs.
idea.
It really wasn't supposed to have the white, but that's okay. We just, sometimes communication's difficult. And then on the front, it's the same as our sticker. Left pocket, left chest hit. So that's it.
It looks pretty sharp, except for that ugly guy on the left. Pretty sharp.
We're both on the left.
Depending on which way you turn it, so that works good. That's pretty good.
Man.
They look a lot better than the pictures you sent me. I figured, the pictures hardly ever do justice. They
Right.
the pictures it kind of makes it look faded a little bit, but that looks a lot better in person than it did on the picture even. And I was happy with the picture too.
I wanted to shout out to you real quick. One of the local companies where I live, we have sponsors that paid sponsorships, but they didn't give us money. But I think what they give us is probably more than what a sponsorship would have been.
Yeah,
and,
that's quite a bit.
So they gave us 12 boxes of this popcorn that they make. It's a syrup company. It's called Golden Eagle Table Syrup, and it's like a blended syrup. You see this? They've been going since 1928. It's almost 100 years.
Wow.
And it's a real small town, a small operation. They have like 3 people that work. It's a family-run business, and
3 people.
Yeah,
Wow.
just a few employees is all. And so anyway, they've always made the syrup, and the syrup is used. They got their own pecan pie recipe that's really famous, and they also do the pecan pies, little small personal ones.
They are excellent.
They are good. They are
I broke
good.
into those.
Yeah. But they donated 14 boxes of the caramel corn and also 2 jars of the syrup for giveaways and just for people to have. We're going to have this out on the table later this week for people just to grab for a snack, and probably throw a bag in the swag bags, a bag or 2, maybe 2 bags. Because there's like 12.
Make you want to come.
There's 12 per box. I mean, my goodness.
That's
probably
168
yeah, that's a lot.
bags of
It's a
corn.
lot.
Like that's.
So,
Yeah, there'll be enough for the swag bags. There'll be
Yeah,
enough for the tables. We might eat a couple. I mean,
yeah.
that's awesome though that they
And
gave you that. That is so cool.
I'll show you. I just want to show you the.
I knew it wouldn't.
Sorry about the noise.
I'm gonna start eating caramel
But no, I
popcorn
want them to
on
see
camera.
that this is their actual logo that's on most of their products. And so check them out. We'll put a link if we can in the video to their website. So if you don't have it in your local stores, they'll ship anywhere.
That's a pretty cool logo.
The caramel corn, the pecan pies, the syrup. I mean, it's in a lot of stores in our region in Alabama. But like I said, they'd be glad to add some new stores. So check out your local grocers. Probably not Walmart. I wouldn't hit them up. But if you have a local grocery store, tell them about it, and they'll get it. It's worth trying.
Are you saying that if I like this, you're gonna start mailing me a bag every now and then?
Do what I need to do. Absolutely.
I'm kidding.
Pop it open if you want to.
Yeah, I was sitting here thinking I'm gonna get a bite of this. we're gonna do. About ripped it.
It's
open.
all right.
Well, let's do the actual
Oh, it's good stuff.
product review time.
It's fresh. It's
Oh,
good.
that is good.
It's not gummy.
No, that's fresh.
It's if Cracker Jacks are like, that's like.
That has a really good taste.
It's better than Crunch and Munch. It's
Y'all
better
want
than
some?
Cracker Jacks. I'm telling you, it's
Y'all
good
want
stuff.
Man, y'all gotta come to this.
I wasn't kidding. I mean, I know it's just caramel corn, but it's good stuff, man. Yeah. You're
All
getting
right,
me.
well, we're gonna quit now and just eat. This is good. I've had caramel popcorn a lot.
It don't
That
stick
is
in
a
your teeth
really-
bad or nothing.
No,
Mm-mm.
that's one of the best I've ever had.
It's not a joke. I promise.
No,
they
no
sell.
lie.
They sell. Look, this and the pies both. This is something new that the family started about a year ago. trying to find a way to get more attention to their syrup. And these have taken off so much in the area. I mean, they've outperformed their expectations every time they've ordered. They've sold more than they expected to.
Well, now that they got the two old guys' attention,
That's right.
they're going global.
They're going places.
Yeah, we're going to spread the news, and they're going to be all over the place.
Seriously, guys, it'd be awesome. Personally, for me, it'd be awesome if some of y'all that are in another state where they don't have this product and have a local grocery store, if y'all would take the time to go in and say, hey, and some of you that come to the event, take the bag in with you, will you see about getting this?
Yeah.
Because it's distributed. You can find it.
Yeah, and I mean,
And I'd love for, and let them know, let them know, try to let us know, hey, we saw this at the meetup. 'Cause
we
I'd love
saw
to let
this
them
on
know.
YouTube, the two old, the two old guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Two old guys. They'll be like, who?
It don't matter if it's just 30, but I mean, if it gets, it'll do a lot for them. We're talking about this too much probably, but it's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
It's good.
Well, this has been like a really weird podcast. So we're not doing like our sale of the week. And the reason we're not doing our sale of the week is because I don't really have
Kelly
one.
didn't have one.
So I could,
I had
I said
some,
we could
Caleb.
do a sale of the month or sale of the year or
I
something.
mean, I didn't have any huge ones. I had 4 sales that were like $75 to $100 range. That's nothing big though.
I mean, I think I told you 3. And the biggest one was like $20. But I went on vacation mode.
Right.
I packed Sunday, like before we left for church, and I dropped my stuff off. I know it didn't get picked up till Monday, but just where I could be done, I went ahead and dropped it, and then I paused. I went on vacation mode. By the way, that's the first vacation mode I've used in 4 years. I've never been on vacation mode while I've been full time. I've always just went ahead and packed, and then done whatever else I was going to do. Like I've been off, but I'd not list, just pack, But I've not done anything since Sunday. And I'm going to be off all week, so really nothing changed.
Right.
I've been off for 3 months, so
Right.
nothing really changed. I'm just not packing those 5 orders a week that I was getting. But yeah, that stuff is good, like really good. You guys, if you're in Crossville, this is Meetup Eve. If you're here already, just come on. Come on.
Right.
The tickets are still up on Eventbrite. It's $25. Just, that covers your food, covers the meet and greet. And really, it's just there to help us fund the event. We're not trying to make money off the event. That's never been our concern.
Right.
We make money as resellers. If we was event coordinators, we'd go do event coordination.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about getting rich off an event or making anything off an event. It's just a time and opportunity for people of like minds to get together and have a good time.
Right.
Share a meal, share the fellowship, have fun. We're doing giveaways too. We've got to come to an agreement on what we're going to do for our grand prize giveaway, but we're doing several good giveaways. Some of the lower stuff is going to be good enough to be a grand prize.
And we'll probably give away a T-shirt or 2.
Yeah.
1 or 2. I don't know how many we're going to do. We hadn't talked about that. But
because you just can't.
For those that are there.
You can't live without this shirt.
And of course, these will be for sale. We'll have a link pretty soon where you can go and get one of them if you want it, and they'll be for sale at the event too. But we'll also be doing a couple of giveaways for those.
Yeah, but we're going to try to make it a good time.
Yeah.
And listen, if the food, I know Tanya can cook, and now I know how Josh cooks. If it's anywhere close to their norm, we're all going to just be sitting around going, "Oh my gosh, that's so good," wanting to go to sleep. It's just so good.
You're going to pray in the stupor ends in time to get up to pick on Saturday morning.
But it's so good. I wish I could recapture that magic last year and just show you. You can go back and watch the video, but just how good the food was. And last year was pretty simple. Hot dogs, hamburgers, and fixings to go along with it. And Tanya does a lot of desserts and stuff. And everybody loved it. And this year we're doing more of the home cooking. More of the homecoming church style potluck type deal. And it's going to be good. It's going to be a good time. And of course, we're going to be there. The locker room guys are going to be there. We got quite a few more resellers coming. We're going to have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to this a lot. Been looking forward to it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? Maybe this is the second annual. Maybe this is just 2 of 20. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, we don't. At this point, we don't have any plans not to do it, I don't guess. So
Nothing.
But we're at the mercy of time and circumstance, so you never know. But I think our intentions, if the Lord wills it, is for us to continue on into the future with it. So,
Yep.
I'm excited about this one. Excited about what could come of next year, if God willing.
Well, we don't have a comment of the week. I don't even have a dad joke, actually.
I got one.
Uh-oh. I've got a joke. I'll use it.
What he means is he's got another one of those not so good dad jokes, and he's worried about.
No, I don't have my computer in front of me to cheat.
Oh,
so.
man. I got a couple that I hadn't used.
You go with one, and I'll hit you with something.
I'm going to give you two.
Go for it.
What has two butts and kills people? An assassin.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Okay, so what do you call a vegan with an upset stomach?
Oh, my. I don't know.
A salad shooter.
That's pretty good.
Okay, what
the dog like that one. Oh, wow. So I don't have a dad joke. I didn't. Well, no, actually, maybe I do. Let's see. Okay. I may mess this up because I don't remember it right. Who was the roundest knight at Sir Arthur's table? Circumference. I was going to hit you with the old Chuck Norris joke, like Chuck Norris killed two stones with one bird, something like that.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris built the hospital he was born in.
Right.
Something like, there's a million. I don't know, we probably don't need to go down that road because that is a dangerous path.
Yeah, like, when Chuck Norris was born, he roundhouse kicked the doctor because nobody slaps Chuck Norris and gets away with it,
That's right.
But, we've talked about we may do a right turn on that, and y'all let us know what you think. If you make it this far in the comments, we thought about maybe doing Chuck Norris jokes for a little while. We talked about it one time to change it up. They're still dad jokes. They're just Chuck Norris based.
We had a couple of comments one time that said, do a whole show of nothing but dad jokes. I'm like, good Lord.
My goodness.
Are you kidding me? That would be like the worst show ever.
It'd be funny, though, to sprinkle one in, But Caleb, I was thinking, did you know that, I might just surprise you one day and just
start to, and I'll be like, huh?
Throw some landmines in for you.
Oh, wow. That's great. I don't have nothing for wrestling history either. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, we didn't look it up. But this is different this week. We've been busy and a lot on the mind for the later in the week, but also, y'all will forgive us for this week, I'm sure, on that anyway.
Yeah.
But we're really just focused on enjoying ourselves, enjoying the time, trying to treat it like somewhat of a vacation, not a full vacation, like going off somewhere. We got a lot of responsibilities this week.
Yeah, it's fixing to get hot.
But trying to enjoy the time, and not be so wrapped up where, YouTube takes precedence over what, like you said, truly it's just more like family.
Yep.
It's like visiting with family. So, I hope it to be that way. I don't think we said, did we say we meet up with the locker room guys tonight? They're coming. We're going to eat together.
Yeah, we're having visit and eat tonight here at the house.
And we just don't want to get so caught up in the doing of things, and worried about the show and the podcast to such a degree that we miss out on the opportunity that we have. So.
Absolutely. And
but this is good. This is good. I've enjoyed it. Just sitting on the porch having a chat. That's kind of what it is. So.
And we're going to try to do some recording at the event. Yeah. We'll probably set up our cameras stationary, recording us talking. But Josh had a great idea, like having his wife Casey walk around doing a live, just filming as it's happening. So we'll see how that goes. We may do something like that, and that'll kind of, for those of you that can't come, because we fully well understand that circumstances of life keep you from coming. We had a couple people that contacted me that couldn't come, and for sickness and things like that.
And they made plans to be here.
Yeah, they was coming, and we really hated to hear that because they're awesome people, and we was excited about seeing them again. But we fully understand, fully understand it, and there's always next year. We'll hit you next year, and who knows, maybe we'll run into you somewhere along the way.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a good time. Like, it's going to be good. We'll do the recording, the live. I mean, it's going to be just an awesome time, and
we got some cool guests kind of in the works too, lined up for this next month. We may have a couple of guests here and there, like we did leading up to the event. I think y'all seem to respond pretty good to our shows that we've done with our guests recently. So I've been talking to Caleb, and we got a few that we've talked to, and so we'll see how that goes. But maybe in the next month or so, a month from now, we may tackle a few more of those.
And it's awesome too, because I know I'll probably ruffle some feathers right here, and I don't mean to, but it seems like in this community, people they really want the big channels to pull them up. Like, please help me get to where, and I'm not trying to be ugly, but Rachel Strickland, when we was talking to her after the show, and we was just talking about this, I said, we could have you shout us out and mention us, and she totally would if we asked her to. But I said, really, at the end of the day, if you brought us 500 subscribers, that's probably 500 subscribers that are not going to watch our show.
Yeah, we might get 5 watchers out of it.
Yeah,
and
it doesn't really help you. The organic growth, if you're out there trying to grow a YouTube channel, don't depend on the big names to build you up, because it's not going to be beneficial.
Yep.
Try to build your channel based off yourself. And I'm not saying I don't appreciate the shout outs. I do. I appreciate when people mention us. I remember Kevin Commonwealth Picker mentioned us back when the show was at like 950 subscribers or something. He mentioned it unprovoked. He just went on his channel, mentioned us, and said, hey guys, go help him get over 1,000. He picked us up quite a few subs, and that was just him being a nice guy. Just being good people. And I really appreciate that. You don't have to do that.
Right.
It's not necessary.
And tagging on that real quick, I don't want to just interrupt you, but
ahead.
I was going to say, contrary to what some people think, because the bigger some channels get, and these aren't, people that watch YouTube, we've talked about this. I mean, he's super successful on social media compared to us, but he would say the same thing. He's an honest guy.
Yeah.
His success, social media and YouTube-wise, is nothing compared to the really, really big YouTube stars of other genres. But within our community, sometimes still, people begin to attach stigmas to certain ones because they're of a certain size. But him doing that because he chose to, that's just evidence of who he really is. Yeah. And that's the same like with Rachel and a lot of others. It just shows you, and I think that's important to emphasize if anybody makes it this far in the video, that if we'll get out of our own heads, these are real people. We're all real people. Yeah. And for the most part, my experience has been, it's some really, really awesome, kind-hearted, best of intentions. We joke around and cut up. If I said, it's all tongue-in-cheek. It's just, I love the guys that I've got to meet. They are amazing people, man. I love them. I've made some of the best relationships, and I look forward to meeting some of the others. And like you said, not so I can see what I can get out of them. Right. But it's just the bigger my world gets with good people, the better my world is. Exactly. And that's what it's all about.
And honestly, at the end of the day, if you're gaining friends just to see what you can get out of them, that's not really a friendship. That's one-sided. Yeah. But all right, I think we'll cut her off right there. The dogs are going to let you know FedEx just rolled up to the driveway. They love that big, oh man, my nephew blocked the driveway with the scooter, and the FedEx guy's going to have to walk all the way. Oh my gosh, that is just not cool. He's going to have to walk 300 feet down the driveway. I think I'll go meet him where he don't have to walk. Thank you guys for being here. Come see us at the Pickin the Plateau, and we will see you later.
And just in case you don't believe us.
Yeah, I'm not lying.
There is the scene, guys.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
lying.
it, right
He's
there.
Walking down the driveway.
Yeah. And the scooter, I don't know if y'all can see it or not. Anyway, that's the scene.
All right, thanks, guys.